time for a manicure. Finally, I got a chance to sit down and spend some me time doing my nails. So I'm going to do a dry manicure with this tool that we now have in our online store, by the way. So this is a very sharp tool. And this is going to be a quick, advanced manicure, really. This is a diamond, very thin, very flexible diamond file. Very quick, but advanced manicure. So if your nails are in a good shape, then this is for you. And if you want to maintain them in that good shape. Nippers. So these ones are actually for feet and hands. You can use them for just nipping a little hangnail if you have one, because I don't recommend obviously cutting the skin around the nails. And a buffer block, you know, I'm sorry, this one is used. I use it, so this is what I'm going to show you. All right, so the kit, that's exactly, the kit comes in with this block, this tool, the diamond file, the nail nippers that also you can use for an odd hangnail. And we also, not pictured, but we are going to throw in these things. These things are very useful. So first of all, they're very good for just nudging the skin fold every couple of days. This is a good idea, just like this. You know, even if you drop them or something, nothing is going to happen. So this is what you can do every couple of days to maintain that skin nicely tucked in. So we're going to include these because this tool, again, this is not something I would recommend, to be honest with you. Honestly, I would not recommend this to be just quickly nudging the skin fold, because this is very sharp, and then you can drop it. You can, you know, with this tool you can be very quick. You don't have to be super precise. I can kind of almost do it with my eyes closed. And also we have in the kit included a salve. The salve, unscented, because not everyone likes smell. So let me see. Open this new one. Look how pretty. Okay, so this is the salve that you would use around the nails, ideally after you wash your hands. It makes so much difference, I can't even tell you. And the salve is really light, does not leave a sticky, oily. This is something else that I'm testing right now, but it does not leave sticky and oily surface. They're both like this. I think this is very important. You can just rub it in and you can work on a computer. Your hands are not sticky. One thing that I wanted to really point out, because I think I've been trying to do this video for a week or 2 weeks now, and I just was waiting for a perfect time. But I was kind of looking at my nails and I was like, you know what? My nails look so good. Like there was really, I don't have to do anything. And that's the whole point. When you maintain your nails properly, there is nothing to do, but still do it before the nails get too bad. Because once the nails get too bad, then you get tempted to do some drastic things which are just not good for the nails. So let me just start the manicure, and as I think of something, I'm going to share it with you. So, number one, wash your hands, obviously. And it is so important to wash hands with a very gentle cleanser. That is very important because that really helps the condition of the skin around the nails and also the nails. So this is how I do my manicures. And I do recommend filing, shaping, whatever, your nails weekly. That maintains the shape at a proper length for your lifestyle. Then I look at the nails from this angle. And usually when you do that, you're not going to break your nails. So I think I'm going to paint my nails today, because I really enjoy some clear, shiny nail polish. I'm going to leave them a little bit more square this time. Okay. And filing back and forth is not bad for the nails whatsoever. I'm just going to get that little corner without really filing like into the sides. You see, I'm not putting pressure. I'm just making sure there was no catches here, because I'm a picker. If there's a catch, I'm going to pick it. And then I look at the two nails, these two that I just did, if they match. Okay, they match good. So on to the next. Somehow, I think what it is when people have ridges that run this way, when you're filing the nails back and forth, people think that you're like filing against the grain or something, and it's not like this. And I know I've been saying that I'm going to make a video about it, and I will, to show you why it doesn't matter. So knowing the anatomy of the nails, it doesn't really matter. What matters is what grit you're using. So I recommend, so grit is the amount actually of these little pieces of the abrasive on the file in 1 inch, I believe, or some centimeters. I think it's inch. So when you have a tiny one of them, in order to take up a whole inch, you're going to have many of them. So sometimes if they're very tiny, it's going to be 320 or 280 or something. When those pieces are really big, so the file is coarse, you're going to need less of them to fill out that 1 inch. So in some cases, you will have 80 or even 60. So for the general care, for the general use really, for the nails, for natural nails, you need something between, I would say, 180 to 240 or something like that. And that's not like a, you know, a rule that you cannot ever break. Like I've had files that were 150, and I use them sometimes on clients with very thick nails and to make it effective. But after filing the nails, of course, there's going to be like the edge that is not very smooth. No, even now, it's not very nice. So I'm going to show you how to correct that, and that will make, if you don't know what it is, I'm actually even excited because this changes everything, honestly. It makes such a huge difference in the manicure, because sometimes people don't like to file their nails often because then they find them annoying or something, and they're sharp. So it takes a few days for the nails to become smoother again, but this way you won't have to wait. So I'm not trying to lead you on, it's just that I'm trying to keep on topic. So for this nail, I find that I file it this way. So my nails are not dirty, by the way. So this is normal that this area, see, it's actually like a little bit transparent. So, and I know I've talked about it in some other video, but you see, can you see this little? So this is actually not dirty, it's just transparent. See? So when you are wearing nail polish, the nails are going to be more transparent because they are going to have a lot of moisture in, and it's like a fabric, right? When it's wet, it's going to be more see-through. And if you're wearing something dark underneath or something, it's going to show, obviously. So this is how it is with the nails. So with me, I washed my hair and I used conditioner, and then I put creams on. So I think it's just the moisture from the shower in the morning. And I find when I leave the polish off for a few days or even like a full day, the nails get whiter throughout the free edge, and I don't have these clear spots. The clear spots can also happen for different reasons. They can happen because of the nail is damaged, but in this case, obviously the nail is not damaged. Now, I'm going to, again, I'm a picker, so if there is something, I'm just going to pick. So I know that if I just gently go like this, and I feel it, I don't even look at it because it's still going to look dry. So I'm not trying to remove dryness. I'm just trying to smooth it like this. Okay, it's fine. So it's not an extreme callus or anything. If this doesn't bother you, this is smooth. Just leave it. But if this bothers you, you see, there's this white piece. Actually, I'm going to get it probably later with the nippers. This would bother me like this. And then I see it. And there are ways of dealing with it, obviously. One, just put some oil on it for the salve, honestly. It's going to just hide it. So if you are a picker, let me tell you, this is going to be very helpful. So just put some oil. So I'm doing this on all the nails just to show you how to do it. But you don't really have to. Nothing is bothering you. Just leave them the way they are. Okay. So I'm going to do the other hand. And you know what? I'm doing my nails over my lap, like on my lap, because that's how I do them in real life, and I'm comfortable. They're kind of, I don't know, I really like doing my nails that way. But, you know, there is no one good way and the rest is not correct. Do it however you are flexible with. Oh my God. So another thing that is extremely, extremely important is to have a good lighting, but even more important, to see well. Meaning you need glasses, if you need glasses. If your eyes are perfect, you know, if you're 20 or something, then obviously you don't need it if your eyes are good. Unfortunately, as we age, the eyes go. And then when you try to do a close-up, it gets fuzzy. So, and you can still see, but it's just not as sharp. So I would highly suggest, and I wanted to buy a lamp, which I will eventually, with the magnifying, I guess they're called, yeah, magnifying glass, right? Lamp with the magnifying glass, and see if I can work with that, because some of my viewers suggested that, and they're saying that it really, really helps them. My dentist told me to use a loop like they do. They're expensive too, and I'm not sure if she's like, once you get used to them, you cannot live without them. Which, she's like, I don't know how people can work without loops. If you're a dentist, please let me know in a comment section what you think about that. Or dental cleaning hygienist, you know, let me know what you think. And it is extremely important because these that I'm wearing are not my reading glasses. They are my working glasses. My reading glasses, I can work on a computer, I can read, and I can see, but I cannot see as good as with these glasses. And one day I was actually here in the office and I was doing, I actually forgot my glasses, my work glasses. And I was doing this with my reading glasses. And now I understand that some people just don't know, they just don't get it, the difference between, for example, a cuticle and a skin fold, because they just simply cannot see it. So, yeah, I highly, highly recommend just getting glasses, even just for the, like reading glasses, nothing fancy. For the manicure, if you want to be very precise and if you want to understand and see what's happening and what you're doing. And I like my nails short. This is why I'm filing them short. It's very comfortable for me. I don't break anything. I don't feel my nails. I don't scratch my clients when I do pedicures. I just get my nails from different angles. So I highly recommend, you know, basically having the length that you're comfortable with. Because short nails can be beautiful as well. Can look very neat, can look, you know, put together. But it's a preference thing. And sometimes I actually get a lot of these comments. People are like, oh, how come you never show people with long nails? I'm like, because I don't actually have clients with long nails. Because I have clients that, well, they usually find me because they see that I work with short nails, and I won't try to talk them into getting extensions or something. Seriously, these are the comments that I'm getting sometimes. People were like, when I saw your Instagram or when I saw your videos, I was like, oh my God, you know, you're okay with short nails. I don't have to feel bad for not having long nails. Like, seriously. So And I mean, if a client came in with long nails, I would obviously do their nails, but I don't have clients with long nails. So again, don't go by look, because if the skin is dry, it's going to be dry. Filing dry skin is not how you fix dry skin. And it's normal to have, you know, dry skin. We're not perfect. Some dry skin, a little bit of callus. We work with our hands. So I'm going to show you, you know, how I nudge the skin back every couple of days. You don't have to do it perfectly, just nudge it back a little bit. And like I said, this manicure is like advanced manicure a little bit, because it's showing nails in a good condition. So if your nails are not in a good condition, take a photo of your nails and then start caring for your nails. And then you're gonna see the difference. And it's really rewarding to see the difference. I just got a picture from one of my assessment clients. So I have the service where people send me pictures of their nails, and I kind of tell them what to do and what's going on with their nails, and how to improve their nails. So she sent me pictures, I think 2 months later, 70 days, she was saying. No, 70? Yeah, something like that. Beginning of August. So, my God. And very simple advice. And I mean, the advice, it's going to be very different for everyone. Actually, not even very different, slightly different sometimes. But it really does make a huge difference. If she allows me, I'm going to share her photos. But her nails were peeling and they were so bad. And she said she's been using myself 3 times a day. So it's not even like, I really truly use it more because I just love it. I love the feel of having something on the skin. I just don't like when my hands are dry. So I use it more often. Anyway, so what I'm doing here is this. Imagine this. So this is your nail. When you're filing with a hard file, this is going to give you a very square edge, right? And that square edge, sometimes this is the feeling that people don't like. But when you use a sponge file, you are going to have more of a beveled edge, because the buffer is going to, you see, like hug this. And when you're filing, it's going to give you a very nice, smooth edge. So you need something that's 280, 280. The buffer blocks vary, like a huge difference between these two nails, huge difference. So the buffers, they vary. So the grit, again, it's not something, I hope I'm not giving you like, I'm not making you dizzy because I'm moving so much. The grit also, the feel of the grit depends on what material the file is made of. So let's say 280 grit of this sponge file made out of sponge is going to give you a absolutely different finish, different finish than you would get with a file, with a, like a nail file, even if it was the same grit, because of the flexibility and because of the material. This is a very soft material and it's a very flexible file. So what I'm doing is I'm just making sure that the edges are nice and smooth. And this is going to make a huge difference. Now, my tool. So I had doubts. I didn't know if I should sell it or not, because people can take the file, the tool, and damage their nails. But then, so I made like a small order, and some people bought it, and people actually love it. So obviously I do not recommend this for someone who's just doing their manicure for the first time. But if you are comfortable, if your nails are in a good shape, if you don't have that skin, because this is a skin fold, this is not a cuticle, in a very bad condition, then absolutely you can try this. And there's pros and cons to everything. So cuticle remover, what it does is you apply the cuticle remover on the cuticle, because the cuticle is like somewhere here. You see, this is what I'm scraping. And then you wait for it to work, to soften that area, and then you're gonna remove it. And for that, I recommend even these sticks, or if you want something a little bit sharper, the tools from my kit number 1 to 3. So those manicure tools are very precise, and they have the perfect, they're in between being very sharp and dull. So they are great for removing the cuticle when the cuticle is softened with cuticle remover. I would not use this tool with a cuticle remover because this is so sharp, it's going to then also remove part of the nail possibly, because the cuticle remover also could soften the nail plate as well. So you don't want to have soft nail plate in the sharp tool. So, okay, let's remove it. So like I said, I already nudged the skin back. You could nudge this back with this tool, but just be careful because this one is also quite sharp. So I'm actually purposely not trying to push down, because when I push down, I'm going to, you see, scrape it. I don't want to be scraping anything because I don't want to be shoving those cuticle cells under the skin fold. I want to remove them. So again, you can use this gently, but pay attention to what you're doing. Don't put pressure on the nail. Don't slide on the nail. Just kind of feel in the air a little bit for the skin and then nudge the skin back. I'm going to hold this very close, so not by the end and kind of going like this, because then you have no control. Holding it very close and nudging it. I'm doing it very gently. I'm not separating the skin fold. Just nudging it back as far as it will go. So yes, if you are brand new and that skin is a little bit a mess, don't worry. It's there's hope. You just start with the actually I have an excellent video. There's two videos, how to start taking care of your nails. Okay, so I'm going to link that video in the description and also probably my first comment, and watch those videos. And it starts extremely simple, and you know, simple, guys, it's extremely important. So now people ask, how do I know when I'm removing cuticle and when I'm scraping the nail? Again, this is practice. And it's almost like asking a hygienist, how does she know if she's scraping a plaque or is she scraping a tooth? Well, it's a feel. You feel for it. Yeah, like I can feel this, I'm scratching. See how sharp it is? Like I'm scratching the nail. So I'm just being gentle and I'm removing the cuticle in the area where the cuticle actually is. So I'm going from the middle, like windshield wiper, down. And then from the middle, down. And not knowing how what the anatomy of the nail is, sometimes can lead to a lot of misunderstanding, because people say, well, I have a lot of cuticle on the side here and it grows so much, then what do I do with it? Well, there is no cuticle here. There is no cuticle here. The cuticle is formed underneath the skin fold. I'm going to actually attach, because I'm not going to be repeating this with this video. This is an advanced video. So I'm going to attach an article written exactly. So there was skin fold, between the skin fold and the nail plate there was a cuticle. So it's only here, and the cuticle is stuck to the nail and it's moving with the nail. So it's not like crawling up your nail, that if I just leave it, it's just going to end up here. No, like crawling up the nail or down the nail. So there is no cuticle here, because this part of the skin here this fold underneath does not produce cuticle. The cuticle is produced here. So if you have excess skin here, it's probably just either you are cutting that skin or you are hard on your hands because the skin is trying to protect itself, and or you know, sometimes using very incorrect soaps and cleansers and all that stuff. The skin is trying to protect itself. So you see what I do? I have this weird habit. You can do this with a brush. I'm just used to just wiping it so I can see clear, but absolutely you can use a brush. So if you're doing this for the first time and you're not sure if you have removed enough, just remove a tiny bit. Obviously, don't overdo it. And you see how closely I'm holding it. Again, I'm not holding it on the end because I would really have a hard time controlling it. And also, I'm putting this pinky down. So it's like writing. You're not writing with the pen, holding the pen at the end and kind of writing like this, right? You're writing close and you're putting this finger down to balance it. So if you are doing this for the first time, just do less and then see how the nails look in a week, because you should not have like a missing nail because you scratched it too much. So then just repeat this the next time. Less is more sometimes. And why do I even do this? Like, it's not even visible, right? So the reason why I'm doing this, because I'm going to apply nail polish, and I want this nail polish to sit nice and neat around. But if you are not wearing nail polish, then you don't have to. So I actually also did a assessment for a guy who does not wear nail polish, and he just wanted very simple routine. And so really the simple routine would be to file the nails on a regular basis once a week. And he was saying that he doesn't feel that he's good at it. I'm like, okay, well, that's good. Then just keep doing it once a week. So he actually did a very good job, because he sent me a follow-up a month later. And I said, just keep nudging the skin back gently, because he used to go to get manicures and they would cut the skin, and he just didn't like that because it started then peeling. So I'm like, okay, so just keep nudging the skin, and also take care of the skin so the skin is elastic and it can bounce back. So use a salve. He actually bought the files and the buffer sponge file for me, and incredible results after a month. Big difference. The skin looks so much better. And he actually said, you know what, I actually really enjoy the process. So I'm like, this is very important to me, because it just tells me that I've created a routine that people actually enjoy doing, which is important, because if you like doing something, then you're going to, and if it's something simple and quick, then you're gonna keep doing it. And you know what, let's not look for, everyone does what they want to do. Some people look for perfection, and it makes them happy when they're perfect. But I don't know. I don't have to be perfect. I don't feel like I don't have that pressure in my head that I have to be perfect. As long as something is improving, I don't know, I'm happy. So maybe I have low standards. I don't know. But as long as there is improvement, usually you're gonna get very good results, because these little changes add up. So if something isn't perfect, don't try to go like, okay, so now you can see I work with my hands again. And this gets usually quite calloused a little bit, I guess. So you know what, I know that after the manicure, once I put the salve on, once I put moisturizer, this is going to be gone. So I don't obsess over it. It doesn't really bother me, other than when I'm looking with my super strong glasses. It doesn't bother me, so that's fine. But you can just very gently, you see, like I'm making these really, I'm not going crazy here. Just, okay, this is enough. And another thing that kind of bothers me sometimes is this part. I don't know why, it's just like that sometimes. And it's it. I was saying this is going to bother me and I'm going to pick at it. So, you know, I was kind of debating because I really wanted to do like inexpensive kit, but like I truly believe that this tool is important to have, unless you are someone who never, you can have a huge hangnail and you don't touch it. I would still nip the hangnail because it can catch even with you not picking. You can catch and it can tear it further. So I recommend just washing your hands, nipping the hangnail if you have one, like just nice and clean, and putting some Vaseline or something and making sure that it doesn't get infected. So this is why I have included this tool, okay, in the kit. I don't have anything in these kits that is unnecessary just to sell stuff. I really don't. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to run this tool a little bit very gently. Because you know what, sometimes you have these skirts and they don't show up until you actually wash your hands. So I'm not really shoving the tool deep underneath the nail. I'm just running the edge a little bit across. You see, this is the skirt. And this skirt. And if you're not good, obviously, using your left hand, which is completely normal, I'm gonna tell you honestly, it just takes time, and you learn. See, this little skirt. I think the skirt is the first kind of like the first few layers of the nail. The layer that is the bottom layer, because the nails are made in like 3 main layers. So there's more layers of the nail, but there's 3 like types of nail layers. So I think the first layer of the nail is very flexible and very soft, and it doesn't really file off, it just curls underneath, and that's the skirt. That is just what I think. I could be completely incorrect, but this is what I think. Again, you have to be, you know, very respectful when using this tool. If you want, you can just go like this now, if you want to. Make sure everything is nice and smooth. So please don't be too disappointed that I'm using this, because this is not available anymore. But this is honestly not going to repair anything, and it's not going to build anything, but it's going to create a beautiful layer of clear nail polish. It's actually quite shiny, and it does not have nitrocellulose, and I think I have a feeling that nitrocellulose can yellow the nails, and personally I don't like the yellowing. Some people, it doesn't bother them because they keep wearing colored polish, but I like wearing sometimes nothing or sometimes clear. Very rarely wear polish, and the yellowing really bothers me. And then the yellowing actually shows up even more on YouTube, and then I get these comments, oh my god, your nails are so yellow, you have fungus. I don't. As you can see, this is quite thick now, but so you see now I'm able to go quick. close to the skin without hitting it, and it's going to dry very clean, meaning that it's going to like almost create this seal that prevents the polish from starting to peel away. And this is how I do with it. Just hold it on an angle. So I go close and I polish slowly. And this is one of the reasons why I show my videos in real time, because people can always speed it up. But even when you know the video is sped up, you're still developing this improper technique in your head or something, and you start polishing too fast, not allowing the polish to like make a proper connection with the nail. So you see, I'm just making sure that it goes where it should go. So now you're going to work a little bit always slower with a thicker product, and you're going to work a little bit faster with a very thin product. So now what the heck is there? Sometimes I try to fix it. Sometimes when it doesn't want to go. Okay, it's going to be good now. I just repainted. Okay, now I'm going to give this. This is the bad thing about this nail polish is that it takes, I don't know, a good few minutes to dry. And it smells a little funny. I don't know if you guys have this polish or if some companies still have it somewhere. So here you could get it in Journey. You could get it at Douglas. I don't know where else. Now for this hand, I'm going to place the bottle on the table in front of me. Also, when you pick up the polish, how you do it, it's important too. You don't want to be like doing this, because you're just introducing a whole bunch of bubbles when you are doing that. So, and then, yeah, you're going to deal with the bubbles. I'm holding it like this so it doesn't drip onto my skirt. Okay. Like I said, this polish takes, I would say, 5 minutes to dry. Yeah, this is still sticky. And obviously when it's thinner, when it's brand new, it's going to dry quicker, but it's not brand new, so it's going to take a little bit longer. So I'm going to, oh, look at this, it's made in Poland. Well, it's a company from Luxembourg, and they have, I think they're from Luxembourg or Germany. And I guess they have manufacturers all over the place, but this one is made in Poland. All right, so I'll be back when the nails are a little dry with my last step. Okay, the nails, you know, it's been 9 minutes for this to feel now not very sticky anymore. So now I'm going to, but for this, the nails have to be dry. If not, then you can use like the quick drying drops or even a little bit of oil. And rub in the oil or the salve into the nail, the skin. So normally, I don't apply this much salve. Normally, I do this. like this. And this is enough for one hand. And then I go, I'm just gonna check. This is, yeah. Then I go like this, 1, 2, 3. That's all you need. See? But now because I wipe the nails with acetone and stuff, so I actually, you can use your thumb. And so the guy that I was telling you about, he was saying as well that he says, I know you said just a little wipe, but I enjoy it so much that I just put like a little bit more on each finger. And I get it. I do that at night, for example, too. At night, I apply a little bit more. I just love this sound. Like, my God. I did such a good job with it. And then just rub it in. And then you can actually rub it into the skin. I have a client, too. She always applies it on her hands here. She's like, look how soft my skin is. She actually was one of the first people that kind of suggested, because I did this for my clients. I made this for my clients, and just to give them as a gift. And then she came back and she's like, oh my God, I love it so much. You should start selling it. Because she's like, I would like to give some to my friends. So I did. I actually found a cosmetic manufacturing lab here. I gave them the recipe and I made a lot of salves. So they are available. And now I'm working on a wonderful cream. I'm working on a few things, but the cream is going to be probably next. Okay, and you can see what you mean. What I mean is that the nails are fine. And you know what? Okay, so now if you are expecting perfection, then this is not perfect. So probably, I don't know, some people really love the Russian manicures where you cut this, you separate the skin fold. And I mean, it's a little quite risky actually, but I don't want to talk bad about other people's techniques, whatever. It's everybody's choice. But just speaking from experience, it's separating the skin fold, cutting the skin fold off, then filing the skin around the nails to get that perfect. So then it's actually, the polish is applied almost like under. When that skin relaxes, you don't have any lines. To me, that is very risky because the skin is there for a reason. And it's normal to have a skin fold. And it's normal for that skin fold to be sometimes a little bit thicker. So, but again, this is just me. And this is my vision of beauty. Like for me, this natural look is perfectly fine. So this video is for people that like, and they're okay with this natural look of the, of the skin around the nails. All right, so I'm going to show you because, obviously I have two lights here, but you can see possibly how the nails really look. Okay, so with an extremely bright light, yes, you can see that the skin and sometimes it's a little dry. But once you see the nails as they are, I like my nails. I don't want the skin cut around the nails. I'm okay with a little bit of imperfection. So that's basically it. Alrighty guys, thank you so much for watching and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.